Welcome back to the Napoleonic Stacking channel. I'm the Napoleonic Stacker, and in this video, we're going to talk about British gold sovereigns. Stay tuned. So I went to my local coin shop today and they had some gold British sovereigns. Now, up until today, I actually didn't own any British sovereign coins. And I decided to kind of look into how much gold was in the coins and the price point, and the price was really good. My local coin shop basically charged me 3% over spot, and I used a 2% cashback credit card, which effectively puts these at a 1% over spot. So I got a really good deal on these gold coins. And like most old European gold coins, you can generally get them for a low premium over spot, which, in my opinion, makes them very attractive for stacking. So considering these coins are brand new to me, I decided to do a little bit of research into the history of the gold sovereigns, which I'm going to share with you today. So this coin was named after the English gold sovereign that was last struck right around 1603. And the gold sovereigns came about as part of the Great Recoining of 1816. This was actually an attempt by the UK to reestablish its currency to the pound sterling after the economic difficulties brought about by the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. Many in Parliament believed that a £1 coin should be issued rather than the 21 shilling guinea that was struck until that time. The gold sovereign carries an unmarked denomination of £1 and became the de facto gold coin to be circulated domestically and for international trade in the British Empire. The gold weight breaks down to 0.2354 troy ounces with a 0.9167 purity 22 karat gold at a 22.05 millimeter diameter. The half sovereign, which was also struck alongside the sovereign coins, has half the gold weight with an unmarked denomination of 1/2 pound sterling. Now, originally, the coins were unpopular because the public preferred the convenience of banknotes, but the paper currency carrying the £1 denomination was soon limited by law. With that competition gone, the sovereigns became popular circulating coins. The sovereigns were promoted heavily by the British government, striking them at their colonial mints and using them for international trade. The name sovereign is derived by the fact that the reigning English monarch is portrayed on the obverse. Now, originally, I kind of steered clear of old British gold and silver coins, mainly because I didn't really understand them as far as the denomination, the weights, the sizes. But with the gold sovereigns, they pretty much standardize the weight and the size, and this basically is the gold coin of the British Empire, which is really cool. And you can also see here, this is a half sovereign. This is a 1894 half sovereign coin. And on the obverse of this, you can see this has got Queen Victoria. So this is actually from the Victorian era. Now, the British half sovereign's actually a little over 19 millimeters in diameter, and this was the only capsule that I had that actually could fit it. It's absolutely ginormous, so I'm probably going to pick up a 19 millimeter capsule just to have it fit a little better. But on the reverse of this, you've got St. George fighting the dragon, and there's a really cool story associated with that. So according to tradition, St. George was a soldier in the Roman army around 300 AD. He served in the Praetorian Guard under Emperor Diocletian and was sentenced to death for his refusal to recant his Christian faith. The legend of St. George and the dragon tells of St. George taming and slaying a dragon that demanded human sacrifices. The story goes that the dragon originally extorted tribute from the villagers. When they ran out of livestock and trinkets for the dragon, they started giving up human tribute once a year. until one year a well-beloved princess was chosen for tribute, and the saint thereupon rescued the princess. The portrayal of St. George and the Dragon ultimately symbolizes the triumph of good versus evil. And I think the design of this coin is absolutely stunning. The dragon there, he looks a little sickly. He doesn't look that imposing, but you've got St. George there with the stallion and his gladius slaying the dragon. And I think that's just such a cool image to be on a coin. It's a real powerful image. And it's used not just on British coins, but on other coins around the world. The story of St. George and the Dragon is not unique to Britain. It's been told and retold and changed around over the centuries and the millennia, ultimately. I think it's also interesting that there's a story that surrounds a dragon and the origins of Paris, France, where basically a dragon had to be slain in order for them to settle the land. And supposedly the dragon was killed, his head was cut off, and they stuck his head in the middle of the town, which is now Paris. And it stayed there for supposedly many, many years. And it really gets the imagination flowing as to where these stories came from and, what if there were creatures like dragons that lived at one point many, many years ago. Certainly interesting to think about. But we'll take another look here at the half sovereign. And now that I actually hold these coins, I'm really thrilled to actually have them. I used to think that British coins basically were boring and not very interesting. I stuck a lot to the old French gold and mainland Europe. But now that I have these, I'm really glad that I've got them. And I'll probably end up buying more just because the fact that it's such a low price over the price of gold. So you can get these basically right at spot, depending on where you purchase. And for that reason, I think I'm going to buy more of these. And the fact that they're historical and they've got a great story. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, share in the comments section your thoughts on the gold sovereigns, and subscribe. And until next time, Napoleonic Stacker, signing out.